Testing, 有聲 yes. Okay, welcome back to part 4 of our ADAS video, in which this time we are going to discuss the factors affecting SRAS and LRAS, and then we proceed to do some exercise on past paper. Okay, now this is going to be a short one because it's relatively easier than AD. Remember, AD, CIGNX, so many things to remember, but here it's going to be a very short list. Okay, now remember, what happens to SRAS may not necessarily affect LRAS. It really depends on the question setting. Okay, you need to read the questions, and usually they give you some hints, okay, in which we're going to look at in this part of video and part 6 of our video for a lot of examples. Okay, now here, these factors affect short run only. Okay, I need to remind you, these three factors affect short run only， 淨係影響 short run。 Okay， 好嘛？ Now here, the first one, we call it supply shock. These are the short-term decrease in supply. Now, for example, last year we have Sanjok, right? Typhoon temporarily disabled some production facility, so our capacity decreased in short run. Now, therefore, SRAS would decrease. Okay, now, but this is only short run, because what happens in long run, those facilities would be restored. For example, Hong Kong Park 香港公園咯，都閂咗好耐啊，係咪啊？閂咗半年左右啦，但係而家開返啦，係咪？ So in long run, capacity would be restored. Those are what we call supply shock. So in a question, do we know it is a short run or long run? Now, honestly, we do not know. We need to look at the question setting. 你要睇翻條題目點 set 先得㗎，係咪？我真係答你唔到啊。Okay, now more on that later when we look at the questions. Now, second, expectation of future price level. Okay, now think about it. If producer expect price level to go up in the future price level go up, then now we will keep stock, 係嘛? So that we can sell it later for profit, because the profit, there will be higher profit later. So what does that mean? Now, if I stock up, I do not sell, I do not produce, then the SRAS now would go down. Expectation of future price level. Okay? Now, this is exactly the same as we talk about in our demand and supply. 你 expect 第時啲嘢貴咗，你咪第時先買咯，儲起貨咯，係咪啊？ Now, this one, not going to waste your time. And finally, indirect tax and subsidies. Basically, the same as your chapter 11. 係嘛? Basically, the chapter 11, tax and subsidy. Okay? Now, remember, indirect tax and subsidy. 嗱，記住啊 ，indirect tax, not direct tax. Later on, when we talk about direct tax, you see it's much more complicated. Okay? Now, indirect tax and subsidy, it works in a ways by adjusting price level. 係嘛？透過收煙草稅令煙貴咗嘛 ？Okay? It works with price level only. Therefore, the effect is short run only. Because long run, remember, last time we talked about long run independent of price level. Right? 係咪啊？唔關 price level 事啊。So, these measures, indirect tax and subsidies, it works by manipulating the price level. So what happens is that, let's say, a tax means production cost goes up. Now, therefore, SRAS goes down. Okay, 嗱呢個我唔嘥時間啦，好嘛？ This one is relatively simple. You have learned it in chapter 11. Okay, now, what about long run? We talk about short run changes. which does not affect long run. So how do we affect the long run aggregate supply? Remember, long run aggregate supply, we are talking about how much product output you can make, right? So what would affect it? 3 factors. First, factor endowment. Factor endowment in Chinese 有幾多啊？係咪？你有幾多 factor 啦 ？Okay, for example, we are saying labor, right? Usually, labor supply is a very important factor. When you have more people working, then you can make more, right? The more factors available, potential output would go up, meaning LRAS go up, right? So we have more factor, LRAS go up, just like that. Another, technology. When your technology is better, you make faster, you can produce faster. So when technology goes up, then LRAS would go up. So later on, you will see how to improve technology by doing research and development. R&D, sometimes we call it R&D, right? And finally, this one, the incentive. Okay, now we talk about labor supply, right? 係咪？有幾多人做啦？ Now, it's not just about how many people working, but how willing the people are working, right? 係咪？ Incentive. Now, when the incentive, let's say income, to produce increases, then LRAS may also go up. So, incentive increases, LRAS, and in fact SRAS also may go up. 係咪啊？賺多啲錢啊？點解啊？ Okay, now let's say a better plan, sales, 係咪？ If they work harder, they earn more money. Now therefore, they will work harder, produce more, meaning LRAS would go up, right? Sales 咁啦，好似似唔似啊？ Okay, so that would be it. Now, don't worry. These are all direction things. In part 6 of our video, we look at concrete examples, or we look at the fiscal policy and monetary policies. Okay, for now, this will do. Now, let's look at some examples of what's going on. Let's go to page 9. Now, again, we don't have a lot of questions available because honestly, this is also not a very important topic compared to topic 5 and 6. Okay? Now, the short run aggregate supply curve will shift to the right. Okay, we are talking about SRAS. To left, sorry, decrease. What happens when labor cost decreases? Well, labor cost decreases, it means production cost decreases. Then you should make more. SRAS should increase, not A. B. Productivity increases. 唔好玩啦。Productivity increases, meaning you can make more. So SRAS should go up. General price level increases. Now remember, like the case in our AD, price level increases. Whatever starts with price level is a movement along the curve, not a shift. We need a shift here. Okay, this is a shift. So it must not be general price level. This one only increases AQS, not AS. So answer is D, is expected to increase, right? Expected to increase. Then now you will stock up. You stock up now for later profit. 而家唔好買咁多，之後貴咗賣多啲，咪賺多啲咯，係嘛？ So here, D is the answer. Now, what about practice paper? Large number of oil fields have to be closed because of serious oil spillage. Now, in short run, now when you spill oil, what does that mean? Basically, a supply shock of oil. Supply shock, meaning SRAS would decrease, right? decrease。好啦，呢嘢少咗啦，我哋嘗試諗下啦。When things becomes fewer, would they be more expensive or cheaper? Of course, more expensive. Price level goes up. 物以罕為貴啊嘛。The rarer they are, the more expensive they are. Right? 係咪？ So, C. Answer C. OK? 漏油就貴㗎啦，總之。Now, next one. 2014. Now, we have a shift like this to the right, meaning SRAS goes up. And this is a shift. A shift. What does that mean? You cannot say price level goes up. No, this is not a reason. Which of the following would be most likely lead to the shift SRAS increase? Let's see. Relax quota for foreign domestic helper. When you relax a quota, you bring in more labor. Bring in more labor, meaning SRAS would go up. Yes. Now what about BCD? Reduce subsidy in research and development. When R&D becomes worse, then AES, your technology, should decrease, right? Including SRAS, right? So, not B. C. Profit tax rate. Increasing profit tax rate. Now think about it. Meaning, your potential profit will decrease, right? 喂，你賺唔到咁多錢，開唔開公司啊？ No. Therefore, your SRAS and in fact LRAS also decrease because profit, remember, this is our incentive. 係嘛？而家 incentive 低咗嘛？ So B and C no. What about D? Increase the number of places in tertiary education. Now this one is very tricky, right? Now you may be thinking, hey, education increase, then LRAS should increase because the workers will become more skilled. 係咪？應該會比較 skillful 啊 ，become more skillful. Now, but think about it. You go to university now. Now, you become a student. Student, are they worker? No. That means the number of worker now would decrease. In fact, if anything, SRAS should decrease. 而家係冇咁多人做嘢 because they all go to study, not working. So number of worker would go down, right? 係咪啊？會跌咗嘅喎應該係咪啊？ If anything, SRAS should go down, not go up. It is only LRAS would go up because the workers becomes more skillful, right? The potential workers. Okay, 得唔得？ So that would be it. Now, let's look at the final one. Now, the final one, this one, we introduced to you some terms that we need to know. First of all, here we have an LRAS. Moving from A to B, you see price level increased. But what happens to our Y? Y remains unchanged, right? So, let's see. When the economy moves from point A to point B, which one will not change? Okay, now first of all, when price level increase, now remember, what is nominal output? When you see nominal, basically it means price levels times Y. Okay, this one increases. Now therefore, it should increase. Nominal will change. So, no. Now, real output, Y is real output, right? So, Y remains unchanged. What about potential output? Now, potential output, we call it the YF. Now, what is YF? It is basically the point of LRAS. This point, Y equals to YF. 即係 YF 啦，呢點就係 YF 啦。Basically, okay, we call it potential output. The YF, full employment output or potential output. Okay, yes, it doesn't change. It should be C. Now this one only tests you on some terminologies, nothing too serious. So this is the factors about AS. Is it difficult? No, not really. So you don't find a lot of past paper on that because most of the past paper are actually on the next two videos we're going to talk about on inflationary gap, deflationary gap, and the most difficult of all of them, the fiscal policy and monetary policy. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video. Bye bye.